Double check, make sure everything's good. We should be live right now. Double check, make sure everything's good. All right, man. What's up? We in here.
What's going on, dude? How you feeling?
Not much. Good, man. Good. Got the kitchen cleaned up a little bit. Edit the podcast. It's a good start to the morning.
Nice. It was a fun podcast with you yesterday.
Yeah, it was. Man. It was a good time.
We had a great time.
Always do.
How you feeling about these games today? How you feeling about your fantasy team?
I feel all right. I had a bad start to the week on Thursday. I had Steelers defense, T.J. Watt, really not do much for me, but I feel all right. I think I have some pretty good matchups, so we'll see.
Okay. Do you want to get into it?
Yeah, sure. What game you got first?
I got Detroit at Chicago.
All right. Well, what do you think about it? I'm good with following your lead.
Detroit versus Chicago. Detroit favored by 3 points, under over 44. How do you feel about? I mean, obviously. Okay, who would you rather have, Goff or Fields in this game?
I kind of lean Fields. The Bears are coming off of a bye week. I know that the Lions are missing some pieces on the defensive line, and I just feel like Justin Fields always runs amok on the Lions, man.
Justin Fields or Russell Wilson?
I'll take Justin Fields.
Justin Fields or let's go Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson was battling an illness all week. They play the Rams, right?
Give
me Lamar. Give me Lamar.
I would agree with all those. Yeah, I think in this game I'm staying away from the running backs on the Bears side. This is a revenge game for David Montgomery. I think you can start good Montgomery and Gibbs. They're both probably going to have great weeks.
Right.
Amon-Ra obviously has been one of the best receivers in the league. He's going to be in. Outside of that, Goff is probably in for you, just depending on what you got. What about Goff or Russell Wilson?
I guess I'll go Goff there. I thought Russell Wilson's ceiling is so low. You haven't really seen him put up crazy numbers this year. I mean, he's been kind of consistent lately and been better, but I don't know. I guess I'm not the biggest fan of him as far as a ceiling play.
Yeah, I would go. I probably would go Wilson over Goff too, but it's very close.
I agree with that.
I do think Detroit covers in this game though. I think if they cover the -3, it being in Chicago and their defense has been playing better. I guess it wouldn't shock me if Chicago won this game with it being a divisional game, but I would go Detroit -3.
Right. Yeah, but, I think I lean towards Detroit on there, but I mean, it wouldn't, like you said, it wouldn't surprise me either. I'll take Detroit to cover on that one though. Yeah, obviously you've got both running backs in your lineup, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. You've got Amon-Ra, Sam Laporta. Jared Goff's probably in your lineup. I mean, there's a few buys this week. Sam Howell and what's the other buy? I know it's the Commanders and who else?
I remember the Commanders. I don't remember who the other one is. Sure it'll come to us as we go down the list here.
Right. But, yeah, I think that's going to be a great matchup, but
it's going to be a fun game. I think that's a fun game, man. You get
Justin,
to see
how do you feel about Justin Fields right now?
I'm optimistic. He was kind of showing signs of life. Actually, he was showing signs of life before the injury, and then he had the injury. Backup quarterback came and filled in for a little while. Then he comes back and starts kind of playing a little timid. It seems like, but I think eventually we're going to see the Justin Fields we saw earlier in the season, or mid. I think we're going to see that again. I don't know if it's in this game because this is a tough game. This is a playoff team. This is a divisional game. This could be a sloppy game for him. Even though I think he's going to give you 20 fantasy points, about 21, somewhere around there. But he does have a ceiling of throwing, 3 touchdowns and rushing for him. He has that in him. I think we'll see it again, but I don't think it'll be today. But I think he'll be. I don't think he's going to kill you in fantasy today.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think I don't know. I'm kind of big on Justin Fields this week. I think I would start him over a lot of people.
Yeah, I considered starting him over Justin Herbert in my other league.
Yeah, that's tough, man. The Denver's defense has been kind of good.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they're winning games, so.
Yeah. LA Rams at Baltimore. Baltimore favored by 7.5. Any chance LA can get the upset here?
I think so. The only problem is with Lamar coming off of the bye, or the Ravens in general coming off the bye. I think you're going to see a healthy backfield, which is kind of rare for the Ravens. Healthy
Yeah,
backfield,
for real.
healthy receiving core. If Odell goes up there and plays like he did before he got hurt,
Yeah. He
Rashad
just can't stay
Bateman, Zay
healthy.
Flowers. It sucks
Yeah.
they're missing Mark Andrews, but I feel pretty confident in saying that the Ravens are going to win this game pretty handily.
Where are you at with Keaton Mitchell right now? He's been seeing more carries and more volume since he kind of came onto the scene. This is coming outside of the box, so they had more time to work on him and kind of get him into the offense. I think he's him. I mean, Gus Edwards. I'd rather have Keaton Mitchell over Gus Edwards personally. I think he's going to take over the backfield. Where are you at with him? Would you rather have him or let's say let's go with Jerome Ford?
The Browns play the Jags. I would take Jerome Ford. I think Jerome Ford's been great this year. And it's
I
still
think
Joe
he has
Flacco at
too.
quarterback. If it's Trevor Lawrence, who knows how his ankle is going to hold up if he makes it through the whole game. But if it's CJ Beathard, there's a reason why the over-under is 37 points in that game. So
Yeah,
I think I would take Jerome Ford. I think I would take a lot of guys over Keaton Mitchell just because I don't trust that backfield still.
what about Alexander Madison against the Ravens? Would you take Keaton Mitchell or Alexander Madison?
I would probably go Alexander Madison, depending on what I needed.
Okay, I'd rather have Keaton Mitchell personally. I think I'm expecting a little bit more of the breakout because the number's been trending up. But 7.5 seems like a lot to cover for Baltimore here. They are healthy. They are coming off the bye. I think and it is in Baltimore, and they're just a better team. Their defense is super stout. There's going to be
That's
some
true.
turnovers, some sacks here.
And that could be another
Stafford
reason Keaton Mitchell gets more carries.
yeah. Stafford's just a turnover machine. Where's your trust at with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua this week?
I don't know, man. I don't really know.
They're in your lineups. I mean,
They're in your lineups for sure, but as far as I don't want to put them in any DFS lineups if I don't have to.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm really glad that I don't have Matt Stafford and I'm playing against Matt Stafford in fantasy this week.
I think I'm taking the 7.5 and the Rams, but I think Baltimore wins the game.
That's probably the safe thing to do. I think I'm gonna take the Ravens to cover.
I think Kyron Williams. That offense that's an offense that can put up some points. They're very technical offense with their receivers and Stafford and Kyron Williams has really kind of helped them move the chains. And I think they'll keep this game interesting. And it's just 7.5 is a lot for a team that is a little more competitive than people kind of give them credit for. The LA Rams.
That's pretty fair.
But yeah, I think Baltimore they win this game. But you think there's more points than 41 in this game?
Yeah, I think so. I'm taking the over on this one for sure.
Yeah, I can see the over. Both defenses are playing really well though. Where are you at with the receiving core of Baltimore?
I wouldn't hate having Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers. Mark Andrews is out for the year.
Yeah.
So Isaiah likely could be a sneaky play. I've got him in my lineup just because I had Darren Waller. I've had some bad luck with tight ends, so I could see him. He's an okay DFS throw. He's pretty cheap on there, and I feel like he could be we saw him fill in last year very well, but he didn't really do much this year in the 2 games that he started.
Isaiah likely, or let's go. Is Dallas Goedert supposed to play today?
Dallas Goedert is supposed to play. I would take Dallas Goedert there.
I would agree with that. Coming off the injury, seems a little shaky, but I would agree. Okay, Isaiah likely, or let's go Cade Otton against the Falcons.
I'll take Isaiah likely there.
I agree with that too.
Cade Otton runs a lot of routes, but I feel like he gets 2 targets a game.
Yeah, I also goosed you last week. If you started him, I was one of those that started him, but because I can Cade out. But
yeah.
Anything else you want to go over in this game? Zay Flowers, I think he's a fun play. Outside of that, I kind of want to wait on Odell. I guess if you have to throw him in there, I think it's not a terrible play.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'd rather have him on my bench. Hopefully, you don't have to rely on Odell this week.
Odell Beckham or somebody like Elijah Moore with Amari Cooper playing.
I'd go Odell.
Odell or Parker Washington.
Odell.
And that is with Trevor Lawrence back and their Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
What about, and one more, Odell or Jonathan Mingo?
That's a good one. Mingo playing. Go. The Carolina's playing.
The Saints.
Saints. I'll take Mingo there. I mean, the numbers have been trending up. You know, from 10 targets, 7 targets, 60 yards. It's been going better for him, and plus the new offense. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Seems to have moved away from Adam Thielen and kind of moved towards Mingo a little bit. And I would be willing to take the shot on the up and coming rookie Mingo.
Yeah, that's right. I agree with that. Anything else in this game? You want to go to another one? Go to the next one?
Yeah, I think we're good. I got Indianapolis at Cincinnati, Minshew versus Browning game. The Bengals favored by 2.5. Are you surprised with that?
I'm not, man. Jake Browning went out there and played great. He took the 31 points last week, man. And this game's in Cincinnati against a beat-up Colts defense. No Jonathan Taylor in this game. I think this is gonna be a really fun game, man. This is one of the games I'm really excited for.
It's gonna be a fun game. Yeah, Minshew is kind of like the new Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit. He's just a guy who, when he comes in, you just start pulling for him. You know, he's got the players believe in him. They play hard for him. He's gutsy. He's going to turn the ball over. Which is why he's a backup. You're not going to win a championship with a guy like that. But he is a guy who can put your team. If the play calling's safe and the defense can help him out, he's a guy who can make some plays and win some games. I'm not surprised that they're favored being Cincinnati either, because the way of Jake Browning's play and the talent around him. I mean, Mixon hasn't really lost anything with Burrow being out. His numbers have been incredible. He's a smash play in this game. Jamar Chase, you know, you're going to throw it up to him at some point. He's going to make some plays.
I mean,
and Higgins, T. Higgins has helped take a lot of pressure off of Jamar Chase too.
That's right.
So Browning set up for success in this game. I'm going to take Cincinnati and 2.5. Do they cover? I'm going to say
I'm going to take them to cover. I'm going to take the Bengals to cover here.
I'm going to take them to cover too. But this is a game. This to me is a 50-50 game. Zach Moss could run wild in this game.
This is the same Colts team that put up over 30 points in the Browns defense too. So
I know, crazy.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I think it's going to be a very close game. I'll take the Bengals straight up. I guess I'll take them to cover too. I'm going to stick with that, but it's going to be fun, man. I think it's going to be a really fun game.
Yeah, this is a fun game. Where you at with Josh Downs? Obviously, Pitty City is in. Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah, Michael Pittman's in. I think Josh Downs is a pretty decent play this week. I'm starting Tyler Lockett this week over.
I think I would too.
The 49ers in a divisional game. I think that's the move there.
Okay.
Especially after the way Geno Smith kind of played against the Cowboys last week. I think that's where I'm leaning there. But I don't know. Josh Downs has been kind of he's been Josh down.
Yeah,
he's been down the last 2 or 3 weeks since the injury. So
a guy who started so hot too.
Yeah, he started very hot, and right before his injury, he was kind of heating up even more. He was getting 9-10 targets a game, a touchdown here and there. But yeah, I like Josh Downs, but I got to see him get back to where he was before the injury before I start him again.
Who has the better game this week, Jake Browning or Gardner Minshew?
Give me Jake Browning.
Actually, I'm gonna go Minshew, and I think it's because of the volume. I think that they're going to rely on Mixon a little bit more, and I think that they've already shown the Colts have already kind of shown they're willing to give him this 50 attempts. I just don't see Browning getting 50 attempts here.
See, I agree with what you're saying about Minshew getting 50 attempts. I think that they're going to kind of air it out with Browning a little bit.
I kind of want to see it because I believe in him just a little bit too.
They started to do it last week against Jacksonville. Really well in Washington. They started doing it again last week against Jacksonville. About the middle of the game, around halftime, they're like, "Hey, let's just start letting him throw the ball."
Let's run our offense.
They ran their offense, and you're going to see it again this week against the Colts defense, who gives up pretty close numbers on as far as air yards that the Jags do. So I can see I think Jake Brown's a better quarterback than Gardner Minshew, based on the small sample size.
I think it's very, very close between the two this week. If I had to start one, I might go Minshew just because we've seen it. We have more consistent games of a guy who's not going to just go out there and kill your fantasy team. I think there is a situation where Browning goes out there and has a bad day because we've only seen it once. We've only seen it once. So are you betting on that to happen again? I think that Minshew's a safer play, but I think that I wouldn't be mad if you started Browning over Minshew. I think that if you're willing to take that risk, go for it. I would go Minshew, but Browning could outplay him for sure.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm really big on Zach Moss this week too. That's why.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a
Yeah,
lot
we'll
of
talk
carries
about him a little later on.
for sure. What game you got next? Or do we
I
talk
got
about? How do you feel about Tyler Boyd this week?
Tyler Boyd. I don't feel good about him. A wide receiver 3 with a backup quarterback is never a good combination. You rarely ever see those really pan out. You know, because he's gonna be the 4th option on that team. You know, because they're gonna throw a lot of screens to Mixon. They've been throwing screens to Mixon. You know, you're looking for Chase, you're looking for T. Higgins, and I think that Tyler Boyd, he could look up and get like a touchdown in the red zone, but yeah, I think you're betting on a touchdown if you put Tyler Boyd in your lineup with the backup quarterback. I'm against it personally.
Yeah, I get that. I think he is actually questionable this week, but
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd had 7 targets last week to T. Higgins only having 3. With
It was
with
T.
both of
Higgins'
them on the
first time
field.
back on the field too, and
Right.
T. Higgins was wide open on a post across the middle.
Yeah, he was. I
And
remember seeing that.
Browning ended up checking it down to the tight end, but God, he had him wide open for a touchdown. He just missed him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Joe Mixon's definitely one to keep on your radar. I think that's about it. Zach Moss, obviously. Josh Downs, sure, but I'm scared.
Yeah, and I'm staying away from both tight ends in this game.
For sure.
Houston at the Jets. This is supposed to be a sloppy game under over 33. Houston favored by 3. I think that makes sense because I think they're going to be able to do a little bit more on offense and win the field position battle. Because I don't really trust. I don't think any of us trust Zach Wilson in a sloppy
I'm calling for
game.
the upset here.
I get it. I think that I just don't think that the Jets. I think they kind of lost the locker room with that quarterback, and it's going to be sloppy for Stroud in that offense. But I don't see the Jets doing much. I mean, the Texas defense is bad, but I like the line here. I think the line is right where it should be.
Yeah, I think the line is. I think it's where it should be, but with the Texans missing Tank Dell, it's going to be a sloppy game, man.
It's going to be.
The weather's bad. The Jets' defense is stout. I could see the Jets going out there and winning this game, and I'm going to call them for the upset this week.
Yeah, I think that they can do it. Well, I think they can get the upset just because the defense is so good, you know, and It's going to be a sloppy game anyway. So maybe they do make some plays and the ball bounces their way. Oh, some turnovers, and they give Zach Wilson some short fields. You know, maybe they turn it over and give him, you know, a red zone. They start him in the red zone or start him already in Houston's territory. I think that's how they're going to have to win this game. Make some big plays on special teams. And I think that's the path that they're going to need to take. And I think that C.J. Stroud's been playing so well. It's going to be sloppy, but I think he's going to be able to move the chains just enough to get it done. It'll be a lot of safe play calling for Stroud today because I've watched a lot of quarterbacks go against the Jets. You know, Herbert, Allen, Hurts. I believe maybe Mahomes. I can't remember if they played Mahomes yet. I think they did. And the Jets defense just shut them all down. I expect that a little bit more, but the play calling when I watched them when they played Herbert was let's, you know, keep it to where this defense can't make plays. We're not going to put our quarterback at risk because that defense of the Jets is just dominant.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem for the Texans is that Dameon Pierce is back, and so they're going to give him more carries than Devin Singletary. I feel like Devin Singletary is the better back.
He is. And if I'm trying to pick between starting between the two of them,
I'm not starting either of them right now.
I think, but if you had to choose, I think it's Singletary.
Pierce.
You starting Pierce?
Yeah, I think Singletary only had like 20% of the snaps last week. Pierce had 15 carries.
Yeah, but they're like inefficient.
And the goal line work. He had the goal line work too.
The goal line work is the only thing that makes me want to go back to him because there's been games where he's averaged 2 a carry. I mean, he's averaging 3 right now, and Singletary's been like, 4.5, 4.8? He's been killing it. Yeah, and I think that I'd rather have the more efficient player, but I see what you're saying. Pierce is going to get the goal line work. He's just going to.
Yeah, last week Pierce had 15 carries for 41 and a touchdown.
But in a game that's a 33-point under over, how often do you think how many attempts do you think he's going to get on the goal line? How often you're calling for the upset? Because then that means you're saying that the defense of the Jets is going to be dominant
Oh
for them
yeah,
to win this
absolutely.
game. That's the
And
only.
Brees Hall is playing too.
That's true. But I think that betting on the touchdown of Pierce is you're only going to get like one or two.
I'm really betting on volume. I mean, Singletary only had 9 touches last week, and that was only on like 20% of snaps. It seemed like his snaps have been trending down the last 2 games. It was 40%, then it was 20% with Pierce in.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely risky. I would rather have the more efficient player personally because I think that they're starting to see that he goes down at the first like the first guy who hits him, he's taking him down. He's averaging 2.9 or 3 point whatever. It's bad. Dameon Pierce is a bad back right now. And they will try to run the ball in this game, which makes me think that the volume for Singleton will be a little bit more. So I'm betting on the efficiency, but it's definitely a 50-50. I see what you're saying for
sure. Yeah, but I guess I'm really just going on the volume.
Yeah.
I think Singletary is a much better back, but I don't know. I worry about CJ Stroud in this game, and I'm glad I do not have to start him this week.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a good start at all with Schultz being out and Tank Dell being out. I think this game can get ugly in the passing game. I think there's going to be a lot of runs.
I think, it's definitely going to be. This is going to be a lot of runs. This is going to be that kind of game.
CJ Stroud or Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
Let's see. CJ Stroud or Matthew Stafford?
I personally would go Stafford.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's tough, man. That's tough. Because I really do believe that Stroud's going to be given some really good field position in this game and could really capitalize off of it.
That's possible. CJ Stroud or Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
CJ Stroud or Russell Wilson?
Russell Wilson.
Last one.
CJ Stroud or Gardner Minshew?
Give me Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
CJ Stroud or Josh Dobbs?
CJ Stroud, absolutely. Josh Dobbs could get benched.
He could. He very well could.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you on all of those. I guess I didn't hear your Gardner Minshew opinion, but yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. But I think the Jets just win it, man. I mean, we'll see. But the Texans got to get real creative for them running backs. If CJ Stroud can't cut it, which he might be able to, but I think Tank Dell being out hurts them a lot more than everybody's realizing.
I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that, man.
And this is going to be one of those games where CJ Stroud's going to have to scramble a lot and try to find an open guy, and Tank Dell is his guy for that, which is not there.
How are you sitting with Garrett Wilson?
He's in your lineup, but I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, I guess you've never felt great about it. I guess in this matchup, you kind of
like it.
Okay.
This week, anyways.
Okay.
Tyler Lockett or
Garrett Wilson
for you?
Huh?
Tyler Lockett or Garrett Wilson for you?
I'd rather have Garrett Wilson against the Houston's defense.
Yeah, but that 49ers secondary is pretty beat up, and the weather at the Jets game is pretty bad. That's really what
I don't believe in. I just don't believe in Geno Smith, and I've thought that this was going to be the year that Tyler Lockett fell off, and it's been that year for him. So, I haven't believed in Tyler Lockett since the beginning, since the draft, and I'm not going to move away from it, and there's been nothing to make me move away from that,
Right. So
I'd rather take Garrett Wilson. This is a matchup where I think you can play Garrett Wilson because, it's nasty, but I think he's gonna give you, 8 to 12, and I think Lockett's, I guess it's somewhere around there. It's a good comparison between the two, but I think I'd rather play Wilson. I'd close my eyes, but
right.
I think I would do the same.
Last week Wilson had 7 targets for 3 catches at 50 yards. That's the problem. Is he's getting the targets, but it's Zach Wilson or Tim Doyle.
It's Zach Wilson targets. That's the problem.
And then now the wind. I think it's like 20-mile-an-hour winds at that game.
Yeah, it's supposed to be real bad.
I don't feel good about Garrett Wilson this week, but if I have him, I guess I'm putting him in. I would put him in over somebody like Chris Godwin, I guess.
The thing about it is he's going to get all those short routes that they've been getting, the screens, the drags, the ins, the outs. He's going to get a lot of that. So you're not have to worry about Zach Wilson pushing the ball down the field where the wind would really affect that.
True.
The deep post, the deep nine routes. I don't think. I mean, they haven't been using him like that because Zach Wilson can't get him the ball. So I
Right.
think that the wind's not going to have as much of an effect on getting Garrett Wilson the ball. It's definitely going to be a nasty game. Bad under over. You can take your shot on Lockett if you like it, but I don't like Lockett,
Yeah, I guess that's
especially
really what I'm going for is the matchup with the over under. And Geno Smith looked great last week against
that's
a
what
tough Dallas
twice
defense.
this year though. I don't. It just seems like a bad
Yeah.
bet to me, especially in Levi Stadium. They stomped them in Seattle. 49ers are hot right now. I don't want nothing to do with Geno Smith or I don't. I'll have Metcalf. I don't feel the best about it.
I get that. I get that for sure.
Carolina at New Orleans. New Orleans favored by 5.5 and a half. Under over 39.5. Derek Carr expected to play in this game. Olave has an illness expected to play. Rashid Shaheed is out this game. How do you feel about this game?
That's gonna be ugly, man.
Ugly game? I think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be an ugly game. I guess I'll take the Panthers to cover though. Plus 5.5 seems like a lot with how they played last week.
Yeah, well, especially with how the Saints, like, they're kind of trending down right now.
And the Panthers are
A lot of
trending up.
injuries, a lot of doubt. I think the Saints win this game, but I think you're right. I think Carolina comes out, they play a little bit better with the new offensive coordinator, the new head coach, and they do make it competitive, but I think they end up losing it because they're just not going to have enough on offense to do anything with the Saints defense that has been a little shaky lately.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Chuba Hubbard, man, played great last week.
Killed it last week. Did not see that coming. I
Played
thought
so
everybody
good,
benched their
man.
running backs, and then he goes out and puts up 102 touchdowns.
I think so. It was 100. Yeah, I think that's right. I know he had 2 touchdowns. I don't remember his rush total though. But
Yeah.
shout out Noah. Morning, man. He said, "Good morning. Good luck to y'all's teams today."
Yeah. Good luck to yours, Noah. I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard, dude. I mean, put him in.
He's got you got. I mean, what he did to the Bucks front seven. The Bucks have a better front seven than New Orleans, so I don't see him repeating it. But how do you move on from that? I mean, Chuba Hubbard or let's go Chuba Hubbard or Alexander Madison against the Raiders.
I'll take Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard or whoever starts in Kansas City. Pacheco's out.
Yeah, I think I'll take the Kansas City backfield there, but not. I'll probably take Chuba Hubbard there.
I'll take Hubbard after what he's done.
I'll take Chuba Hubbard there.
Okay, let's go.
Sadly, I'm in the position of having to start Clyde Edwards-Helaire this week, so
not the worst play.
Not happy.
Not
super happy. Shout out to the crab man. He said no. Saints lose by 6.
It's been bad for New Orleans here lately. I just don't think Carolina has enough to get it done in New Orleans. But I think it's going to be a competitive game, divisional game. I don't know if they hit the over, but I'm taking Carolina plus 5.5, which is a lot of points. But I think the Saints win it.
I agree with that. I'll take the over.
Where are you at with Jonathan Mingo on the Carolina side?
They're doing great, man. This is what I was hoping for. I drafted him. But he, the way Bryce Young was playing, I dropped him. I didn't really care. But his last 3 weeks, last week he had 10 targets. The week before that he had 6 targets. The week before that was with Frank Reich. He still had 6 targets, but only 1 catch. But 8 and 9.5 points in the last 2 weeks. Those are against good matchups, being the Titans and the Bucks. But this week they play a little tougher matchup. I'm not the biggest fan of him this week, but
yeah, I'm not trying to put him in, but I'm also watching him. That's
Jonathan Mingo or Parker Washington?
Oh, I would go Mingo.
Yeah, I would too.
He's a wide receiver 1. It's in the dome. It's not going to be some sloppy game. Washington's going to be going against the Browns defense. Terrible matchup for Washington. I'd go Mingo personally.
Yeah, what about Jonathan Mingo or somebody like Zay Jones?
That's a good one. Zay Jones, I would probably go Zay Jones. If Lawrence is in, if Lawrence is out, I would probably go Mingo.
Okay, one more. I think Noah Brown is expected to play, but Jonathan Mingo or Noah Brown?
Oh, that's tough. Noah Brown, did he get hurt last week? What happened? Because he put up a goose.
He does have a knee injury, but he's expected to play this week.
I would take my shot on Mingo.
I would too, especially with Noah Brown against the Jets in a nasty game.
Alvin Kamara.
The stadium's in a dome, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara going to feast today.
Yeah. Crabman said he's betting with our picks to see how it turns out.
Oh, man. Okay, good luck, man.
Well, hey, we're dialed in, so let's do it.
Yeah, I like Carolina plus 5.5 here. Is this a game you would bet on?
This is a game I'd bet on, actually. I really like the Panthers in this game. Derek Carr kind of beat up. Honestly, the only thing that would scare me is if Jameis Winston came in. This fan base doesn't like Derek Carr. They booed him when he walked onto the field.
I know. You see the video of Jameis Winston doing the damn? He was like singing to Derek Carr.
Dude, it's so funny. 50 Cent.
It's like DMX or something that was playing. Yeah. I can't remember what
he's rapping. 50 Cent through on the halftime. He's trying to like.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, the fans boo him when he walks to the field. Michael Thomas is talking about how you make enough bad targets getting these receivers hurt.
Yeah, basically saying like when you can't see and make reads, you get your receivers killed, and that's why they're banged up right now.
Yeah.
Olave going out, Shaheed going out.
Michael Thomas is out.
And what about Taysom Hill? Is he in today?
Taysom Hill, I think he's supposed to be out this week. Let me double check.
Yeah, I was wondering. I knew he was battling an injury too. Yeah, they're just banged up, man. I think
Hill's questionable. The defense unlikely to suit up.
Yeah, I think the defense will do enough. Olave will move the chains. Alvin Kamara will have a great day. They're going to give him a lot of volume. Carolina just doesn't have enough on the offense. I don't think they've put up over like 15 points or 16 points. And I don't know what they did last week because I know that game was a little more
points last week.
Okay, well, they haven't broke 20 in all season, maybe.
Let's go look.
I can see New Orleans hitting 21 and Carolina hitting about 14. 14 to 17.
Yeah, so their last 6 games, 18, 10, 10, 13, 13, 15.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're just not going to be able to get it done, I don't think.
Yeah, that's a fair statement.
In the Superdome too?
It's a tough place. It's a tough place to play.
Yeah. Tampa Bay at the Falcons. Tampa Bay is they're favoring the Falcons in this game. You surprised about that or no?
I am kind of surprised about that.
It is in Atlanta.
Still been bad. It is in Atlanta, but I don't think that's that big of a home field advantage because Bucs fan. It's not like it's that far. It's still in the South.
Yeah.
God, give me the Bucs to upset here, man.
You like the Bucs to upset?
I do.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm sitting with this game, man. This would be one I wouldn't bet on. I like, in a game like this, I usually like to go the points because it's a 50-50 game. You give me like 1.5. It's like, man, This is a tough one to pick. I think, the Bucs have a terrible secondary, but the Falcons don't have the guy who can kind of take advantage of that. It's going to be a lot of Bijan, Was what Chuba Hubbard did to this defense last week the truth of what this defense is? If so, Bijan Robinson is going to have a great day. But if it's just, it was just a bad day for the Bucs last week, then maybe we should be picking the Bucs because they're going to shut the run down, force Ritter to pass. There will be turnovers.
Yeah,
I just think that there's a lot of ways this game can go. I'm starting Bijan. I think Drake London's a great play. We'll talk about him a little bit later on. Right. How do you feel about the Bucs side of things?
I like Baker this week, I guess. I'm starting him, but Rachaad White should be a good play this week. Mike Evans obviously is going to be in your lineup. Mike Evans has been fantastic this year. But I don't know. I don't feel great. I don't feel great about really anybody in this game. Maybe Drake London. Bijan's about it, though, really, for me.
Yeah. Drake London or Calvin Ridley against the Browns?
That sucks. I don't want either of them. I don't want to start either of them. I guess Calvin Ridley. If Trevor Lawrence there, Calvin Ridley.
I'm going to go Drake London. I think Calvin Ridley's already been shaky. He's going against tough defense. Okay, Drake London or let's go your boy Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, give me Tyler Lockett there.
Drake London or let's go Jordan Addison.
I'll go Drake London because Justin Jefferson's back, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen with Josh Dobbs there.
And one more, Drake London or Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Judy playing the what's he at? Oh, playing the Chargers.
Yeah, I guess give me Drake London. I don't like
I'd go
it.
London there as well.
That one's close. That's the closest
Um,
one.
Rashad White, he's in for you, right? He's been
Absolutely,
balling
yeah.
out.
He's in every week.
Yeah. What about Godwin? Where you at with Godwin?
Not a fan. I mean, he had a touchdown last week, I think. Or the week before.
Maybe, yeah.
Um,
Been playing
but
not so great though.
no, he hasn't been playing good. I'm not a fan, really.
I got I got Atlanta winning this game. I think Atlanta wins it. I think it's a 50-50 game. I'm not trying to bet on this game because I think it could go either way.
I'm not either. I'm with you there. I think saying Atlanta to cover is probably fair, but God, I really want to take the Bucks here to win.
I get it. Jacksonville at Cleveland. Cleveland favored by 1.5. This is kind of like the same line we got in that last game.
Yeah,
1.5, 47.5 point under over. How do you feel about this? It's supposed to be rainy and sloppy in this game.
Yeah, I like the Browns to cover here, even if it's Trevor Lawrence, if it's C.J. Beathard. I think the Browns are gonna light it up on defense, man.
I think so too. I think the Browns. I'm taking the Browns to win this game, but this is going to be one of the messy games too, where if Trevor Lawrence plays, I don't see how he's okay with that high ankle sprain. You saw the video of him getting walked all the way back to the locker room. I don't know why they didn't have a card for their franchise quarterback to be carted off, but yeah, I don't know. If Trevor Lawrence plays, I think he's going to have a bad day. This defense is legit, man.
Yeah,
I mean, Etienne is in. You got to have Etienne in. Where are you at with Ridley and Jones and Washington? How do you feel about those guys?
I don't feel good about any of them with the weather being the way it is, but I guess if I have Ridley, he's going to be in my lineup because of what he did a few weeks ago. I mean, he's in my lineup for the rest of the year at this point, even if it hurts me. I guess just for my mental health.
Amari Cooper or Calvin Ridley in this game?
I'll take Calvin Ridley.
Okay, Amari Cooper, or let's go with Gabe Davis.
Give me Gabe.
Amari Cooper or Drake London?
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper or Garrett Wilson?
I'll take Garrett Wilson.
I feel like I agree with those.
Except for Gabe Davis, probably.
It depends. I think Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis versus the Chiefs. They've seen it before.
Gabe Davis is like, are you going against the juggernaut or are you not? It's Gabe Davis versus Gabe Davis. If you're playing a team you feel like it's even, I think that the right move is to send Gabe Davis. If you're playing a guy who's already up on you, maybe they had, maybe because that's the night game, or that's a 4 o'clock game.
Or if your spot in the playoffs already locked, throw Gabe Davis in just for fun.
Or that, yeah. Maybe try to. But he's the guy who can give you 20, or he's the guy who can give you 0. So I'd be willing. Yeah, you just kind of got to pay attention to who you're playing. And the 1 o'clock games as they pass, if you see a guy already put up, you go against, let's say, Lamar Jackson and he hangs 50 on you. Then it's like, okay, I need a guy who.
Please don't say that. I'm against it.
Oh, you're going against Lamar?
Yeah, I'm against him.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I actually like Gabe Davis. The biggest thing with Gabe Davis is he plays 100% of snaps. He's a phenomenal blocker. He's a team player. God, I just feel like he has to be in your lineup every week.
Davis.
I feel like he's in my lineup every week, just about.
But do you think if you have him in your lineup from week 1 to the end of the season, that it helped you or it hurt you with all the goose and all the roller coasters?
I think you probably have a winning record because of it.
Okay.
I mean,
I haven't looked at the numbers, but I know it's been very roller coaster.
touchdowns in the year.
He's had some great weeks, but he's also lost you some weeks.
I know he had 4 touchdowns with me whenever I had him. And then he's had 2 more since then. He's had 6 touchdowns in the year.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Cleveland at home as well. Seattle at the 49ers, San Francisco. 49ers favored about 14. They're hot right now.
Give me the Seahawks
45.5 under over. You're taking the 49ers to cover?
Give me the Seahawks to cover. Those 14 points is crazy.
I can't, yeah. I don't think that the 49ers blow them out like they did.
the 49ers also just blew out the Eagles in Philadelphia by more than 14 points.
They're insane right now. They're insane right now. I think Geno Smith turns back into the Geno Smith that we
turns back into a pumpkin.
Yeah, I think he does. You starting all your 49ers, every last one of them. Seattle, on the Seattle side of the ball, I know you were forced to play Lockett.
Right.
Where do you feel? How do you feel about JSN, Metcalf, Geno, and Kenneth Walker is supposed to come back this game?
Huh? Yeah, I'm good with JSN. I'm good with. I mean, I feel like JSN and Lockett, I feel like are the same guy right now.
I agree.
If somebody told me they think I should start JSN over Lockett this week, I wouldn't be upset with him.
I get it.
But
JSN or one of those two. Okay, JSN, Lockett, Addison. Pick two of the three.
Give me Lockett and JSN. Okay. I don't know what Addison's going to do with.
I know, man. I don't feel good about Addison this week either. I would agree with all. Every time you said Addison, I don't think we picked Addison.
Yeah. Once. And the last two, I mean, JSN had 11 targets, 7 catches, and 62 yards against the Cowboys. One of them was like a crazy touchdown drop in the end zone.
Yeah. With the way Seattle played Dallas last week, they're going to come in with a lot of confidence. I think the 49ers win this game probably by like 10. But I'm taking Seattle plus the 14, but I think the 49ers.
I like that. McCaffrey over or under 18.5 carries? Give me the under on that, I guess. Let's go. I need to look at his numbers. I need to look at his numbers.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there.
I don't know how many carries he's been getting, so.
They don't split time. They'll throw in Mitchell a little bit, but Mitchell might get 6 to 7 carries if he's healthy. I know he was questionable this week.
All right, so 17, 19, 21, 16, 12.
The line is 15, a great line.
11. I'm taking the under, man.
I like it. I don't hate it.
I think there's more games that he's hit the under on that.
Yeah, I think it's a great line.
It's even, actually. Yeah, that's tough. I would stay away from that if I was you. That's the crap, man. Shout out to Drew. He just sent me a picture of the live show saying he's getting his weekly fix.
Nice, yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And if you guys have questions, let us know. We love answering, the questions in the comment section.
Elijah Mitchell is out, too. So.
I knew he was banged up.
I guess I'll take the over then with McCaffrey, but I don't know. I would stay away from that line. You never know. You never know where that's going to go. They could just work him in the passing game. I mean.
Yeah, good point. I think we can move on from this game. Anything? Kittle's in, Debo's in, Ayuk's in, Purdy's in for you. Kenneth Walker, let's talk about Kenneth Walker.
I'm putting him in. I mean, he's so explosive. He can score at any time.
I agree, 100%.
Would you rather have Kenneth Walker or
go ahead? Kenneth Walker or James Cook against Kansas City?
Dude, give me James Cook.
I agree. Kenneth Walker or Devontae Williams.
Javonte
Williams, sorry.
Javonte against the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Give me Javonte. I think the game script for the Seahawks is not going to be great for Kenneth Walker.
Not against
They're probably going to be down.
Kenneth Walker or Breece Hall?
Oh, give me Kenneth Walker. They're both banged up. I think the over-under is what sells me on that one.
Kenneth Walker or Kyron Williams against Baltimore?
Give me Kyron Williams, dude.
Kyron Williams.
Dude, he's so hot. He's so hot right now.
Yeah, he is. Minnesota at the Las Vegas Raiders. Minnesota favored by 340.5 under over. How you feeling about this game? It's going to be a weird one.
Sorry, we got one more question. Brock Purdy, 29.5 passing attempts, over or under? I'll take the over on that one.
Well, I feel like we can't take the over of McCaffrey and take the over of.
Well, I took the under on McCaffrey.
Yeah, I thought you switched back once you saw Mitchell hurt, but.
I guess, yeah. I don't know. I would stay away from both of those. I guess I like the
29 attempts for Purdy.
29.5. That's not very many, I feel like.
But it's enough. That's a good line, man. God, that's a good line.
Yeah, I try to stay away from the close ones.
Can you pull up his attempts here lately?
Yeah, I can try to. Let's see. What's the matchup you were just talking about?
Seattle and 49ers. How many attempts has Purdy had in the past few weeks?
I'm pulling that up now. So, let's see. Recent games. He had 27, 30, 25, 26, 31.
I take the under.
Yeah, I'll take the under there, too.
Yeah. I'll take the under, and I think that I would take the over on McCaffrey with Elijah Mitchell being out. If I was to bet on those are always really risky. That's how I pictured that game going.
Yeah, I guess watching the Eagles game, it felt like he threw more, but he only threw 27 times. It's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I would take the under for Purdy and the over for McCaffrey.
Line.
Anything else you want to go over in this game?
I
guess we did. We've already moved on to Minnesota at the Raiders. How are you feeling about it?
Josh Dobbs is in. I like it for T.J. Hockenson. I got him in my lineup. I like it a lot, T.J. Hockenson. We saw that Josh Dobbs can get his numbers up. We'll see how Justin Jefferson does. They'll have him back. I guess I'll take the Vikings to cover there. It's -3 for the Vikings. It just depends on what happens with Josh Dobbs, though. If Josh Dobbs goes out there and throws 4 picks again, then that's ugly.
And he won't get to 4 in this game. They'll pull him out maybe 2 max.
If he goes out there with a pick in the first quarter, he's out probably.
He's out. He's probably out. Yeah.
Which is I get it.
But I mean, this is a good matchup for Dobbs, and this could be a game you get Jefferson back. You got Hockenson, you got Addison. I mean, he's set up for success.
He is.
And coming on, he can play better. Coming off the bye, and he can play better than how he played the other night against Chicago. There was a lot of tip balls there. There was a lot of bad reads too. I mean, he played bad. He'll be the first to admit that, I'm sure. But I don't know. This is a game I don't want anything to do with if I'm betting. I would take the over 40.5.
I'm taking the under.
Taking the under. Both quarterbacks struggling lately.
The Vikings game versus the Bears, man.
Yeah, that's what makes me go. That's what makes me not want to bet on this game. Is the fact that we haven't seen a lot of, but the defenses are terrible.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of playmakers in this game. Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Hockenson. That Josh Jacobs can break one at any moment. Jacoby Myers, good athlete. Yeah, the under. The lines are where they need to be in this game. I don't want anything to do with this game, but I think I'm going to say Minnesota. They win it just because they come off the bye. But this is going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Coming off the bye definitely is a big deal. Man, Josh Dobbs hasn't been good.
Yeah, I would take the Raiders plus the 3, but I think Minnesota wins. Nothing feels good about picking anything in this game to me.
Right, I agree with that. Yeah, I feel good about I feel good about Josh Jacobs. But yeah, Justin Jefferson, put him in your lineup. I mean, he's Justin Jefferson. It took a long time to get him healthy. Coming off a bye week, coming off IR. I mean, really, I feel like he could have played. If they had a game last week, he probably could have played last week. So.
Yeah, I agree. Justin Jefferson or Brandon Cooks against the Philadelphia Eagles. Justin Jefferson or let's go DK Metcalf.
Justin Jefferson. The Raiders are also coming off a bye.
Justin Jefferson or Devontae Adams in this game?
Yeah, give me Justin Jefferson.
I agree with that. I agree with all of those. We'll do one more. We'll do Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. Nobody's picking that anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there might be some people out there. Yeah, I guess I'll take Jamar Chase just because I've seen he can produce with Jake Browning.
I agree with all of those. The Bills at Arrowhead. This is a good game. I wish this was This is a great game. The night game should be Philly Cowboys, but Chiefs and Bills. This is going to be a fun matchup, man. To be honest, it would not shock me to see Buffalo win this game.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. I think I'd take Buffalo to win this straight up.
I do too. I think they're going to come. It is in Arrowhead, though. That defense is playing great. You're giving me a 1.5. 49 under over. Do you like the over or the under in this game?
My heart wants to bet the over.
Oh, we all want to bet the over
because that's what the over, man.
But it seems a little high with the Kansas City offense not playing that great.
True.
They lose their running back too. And then you got the Bills who've been playing a little bit better. Really?
Honestly,
What happened with the Bills?
Yeah, they've definitely been playing better.
Yeah.
I believe they were on a bye last week.
That's right. Yeah, they were. What was the week before? Was that that was the
that was
sloppy
Eagles.
game?
That was the Eagles game, 37-34.
The Bills are playing.
They're going to beat. They're going to beat. They play great football. Yeah, I feel good about it. The Chiefs look ugly, man. Yeah. Lost to the Broncos. Lost to that was another ugly game they had.
The Packers. The Chiefs lost to the Packers.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Against the Bills. Give me the Bills straight up. I'm taking the Bills to win this game, man.
I'm with you 100%. Start Stephon Diggs. Start James Cook. I think they're going to have great games.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid's in back this game, right?
Yeah. They'll probably ease him in. I have Dalton Kincaid in 2 leagues. I feel okay to start him in this game. I'm a little nervous, but if you have Dalton Kincaid, you probably, and you're questioning starting him, you probably don't really have very many good tight end options anyway.
Right.
So I'll probably go Dalton Kincaid, and I'm okay with it. Outside of that, Rashee Rice, obviously, Rice is in.
Rice is in, yeah.
I think he's a good player this week.
I think with Pacheco being out, that kind of pushes the narrative more for the over in this game.
Oh, okay. So they'll air it out more. You think?
Yeah, because I don't think Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jerick McKinnon can withstand 20 carries in a game.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
I don't think either. Like if it was an over/under of 20 carries for the two of them combined, I'm taking under.
Yeah, I like that. So Rashee Rice in. Anybody else? You've been calling for a DFS dart throw on Kadarius Toney.
Yeah,
tell us why.
I don't know, man. It's a playoff matchup. Kadarius Toney. It seems like they want to use him in these big games. You saw him get a lot of usage in the Philadelphia game. I don't know, man. It just seems like I could see a path where he's the guy that gets the touchdown with a high over under. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's one of those feelings, one of those gut feelings.
What makes you go Toney over Watson?
He's in that $700 cheaper in DFS.
That's fair. That's good. That's good. Okay. I was curious. Okay, that makes sense. I'm cool with that. Denver at the Chargers. Denver at LA. LA favored. That surprises me. LA favored by -3.
Yes, in
Denver
LA.
Been playing. Yeah. But I'm guessing that they're calling this a 50-50 game if it was on a neutral field. This is going to be an interesting game. Personally, I would take Denver plus the 3.
Yeah, I like that, man. I think the Broncos could win this game. I'll take them to cover. Over under 45 points. I guess I'll take the under there.
I'll take the under there too.
The Chargers haven't been they've been bad, man.
Austin Eckler just looks, it's getting worse and worse each week. I think he does it. It seems like he's just battling the injury to me.
Right.
But sometimes the NFL doesn't care. Sometimes
that's true.
The lifespan of a running back, he's been, 8 years, 9 years now, and he's injured. Sometimes you just get forced out. You know, these NFL coaches, they do not care. And I don't think Josh Palmer is back in this game, and I think that hurts Herbert. Personally, I would start Herbert over Wilson in this game, but I do think the Broncos every week the Chargers are in a 1-possession game.
And the Broncos
Denver's been playing
games.
better.
Yeah.
Huh?
And the Broncos are winning games, man.
And you're giving me 3 points. I think Sean Payton's going to outcoach Brandon Staley. I think that I'm taking the Broncos plus 3. Yeah,
that's a pretty easy line. Austin Eckler's so bad. The only person I'd be excited to have for the Chargers is Keenan Allen. That's it.
Of course.
If I have Justin Herbert, I don't feel good about it. Austin Eckler, I have him. I don't feel good about it. I mean, how do you feel about Quentin Johnson in this game?
There's dart throws in DFS I like a little bit more, but I don't feel good about it. Yeah. I think there's a chance because I feel the same chance you feel of I could see him getting a touchdown in this game in the red zone, but I'm not willing to make that bet.
Yeah, last week he came on a little bit more. He had 7 targets for 5 catches at 52 yards.
Yeah.
But Denver's defense is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That receiving core's beat up, though. I don't know where the volume's going to go. It's like Keenan Allen and then everybody else.
Patrick Surtain's going to be on Quentin Johnson a lot in this game. I wouldn't start him. Keenan Allen, he's not going to follow and travel with Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen playing out of the slot a lot. That's not what Patrick Surtain does. You're going to see like Sauce Gardner against. Remember, Sauce Gardner was on the outside on Quentin Johnson and just completely shut him down. I think that's what you're going to see with Patrick Surtain here too.
Yeah, that's a great call. With Sauce Gardner covering Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel good about either of these guys, but I could see putting Quentin Johnson in as a dart throw for DFS tournament plays for sure.
Javonte Williams, we talked about him a little bit earlier. Start him. Great matchup, yeah. And I think Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, he's in. I mean, he's a touchdown magnet. He scores a touchdown every other week, sometimes 3 weeks in a row. He's definitely in for you. Outside of that, where are you with Jeudy in this game? Plus matchup.
I'm okay with putting him in. I mean, I'd rather have him than somebody like Hollywood Brown. That's the other team that's on the bottom of the way. It's the Cardinals.
Oh, nice. Good call.
Jerry Jeudy or JSN?
I think I would go Jeudy.
Oh, yeah. I think I don't agree with that,
but
I think it's close.
I also haven't followed Jeudy like I followed JSN.
Yeah, let's pull up those numbers.
This is just a great matchup. I think it's why I like Jeudy a little bit more.
I think it is a very good matchup. Last week was 4 targets, 3 catches for 51, 2 catches for 11, 5 catches for 58, 3 catches for 35.
Give me JSN.
Yeah, and then a bye week. That was all that after the bye week. Yeah, I think so too. JSN's coming on strong lately. I mean, he had 11 targets last week against the Cowboys. Yeah. His ability to track the ball, I really want to talk about that because last week that freaking catch in the end zone that he dropped, or the drop in the end zone, that was amazing tracking of the ball, dude.
I know. He's so good,
to come down with that.
Yeah, they really need an elite quarterback. Because to support a wide receiver 3 that's as good as JSN, you need an elite quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it seems like they're struggling to get their wide receiver 1 and their wide receiver 2 the ball, and JSN's kind of like leeching off that a little bit, which kind of is hurting everyone.
Right.
But you need an elite quarterback to really make all 3 a smash lock in your lineup, and that's why, Lockett and JSN, you have to play that dance every week.
For sure, yeah, for sure.
What else we got in this game? I think we're good.
Else. Josh Kelly, I mean, Brandon Staley's been talking about how he wants to follow the hot hand, which I don't know how that could be Josh Kelly.
I know, he sucks, dude.
But Josh Kelly's only good whenever Austin Eckler's playing.
Right? It's so
he just
weird.
like randomly
but when he gets the full workload, it's like 2 yards.
He's terrible, dude. He's terrible.
I know.
It makes no sense, but
the game of the week, whatever. Philly at Dallas tonight.
Oh God.
Dallas favored in this game. At first, when I heard it, it surprised me. Then I started thinking about it and how strong they've been. The Philly coming off of an uncompetitive loss to San Francisco. I mean, and the way the Dak in that offense is playing right now with how bad the secondary is just bleeding points for Philly. I get it. And I do think they win this game because I picked them to split with Philly. They played them tight in Philly. I think if it was a playoff game, I'm picking Philly. When it comes down to it, give me Philly. But for tonight in this game, Dallas is good enough to win this game. Do they cover the minus the 3? I almost want to take the Eagles plus the 3.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're a 10-2 team, and you're giving me points. It's a divisional game. You know it's going to be tight. But, this is one that a lot of people are going to bet on. How are you thinking?
Yeah, I think the line is probably pretty accurate.
I think it is
hot. But you see this Cowboys defense. I mean, Deron Bland got exposed last week by DK Metcalf, and you're going to see the same thing this week with AJ Brown. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I take the over.
I agree.
But the one thing that I really want to point out is the last time the Eagles lost this week against the Jets, they came back and beat the Dolphins by 14 points. They only got up 17 points to a very hot Dolphins offense.
Yeah, I like that.
Which that game was in Philly, and this game is in Dallas, so that's a lot different. But I did pick them to split with the Cowboys, and I actually had him at 10-2 at this point in the year. But the losses were actually to the Chiefs and the Dolphins instead of the 49ers and the Jets. But I had them going 10-3 at this point too. I had them losing to the Cowboys, so I think that I'm gonna stick with what I called earlier or before the season. I got them going 10-3 at this point in the year, and then I have them winning. No, I don't have them winning. I have them losing one more game.
I think I had them losing 5.
13-4 was my prediction.
I think I had 12
I mean, I got the Cowboys winning this game, sadly, just because this is split. I can't call the Eagles to sweep the Cowboys. It just doesn't make sense.
Especially with how Dallas is playing right now. But I will say Dallas' defense. I'm picking the over, man. They've been getting exposed in the secondary.
Yeah.
I think A.J. Brown, like you said, is going to have a great day. You get Dallas Goedert back. I'm taking. Oh man, it's funny in these 50-50 games. I always say take the points, but this is one that's going to be hard to bet on. I think the Cowboys win, but I think the Eagles are going to. This is going to be a competitive game, and the Eagles can win this game. Give me Cowboys to cover. I don't like it. I want to pick Philly to get the +3, but I think Cowboys win, and I just feel like it's going to be like 4 points. Or like a one possession game is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think so too. But we'll see. I mean, Dak has been notoriously good against the Eagles, but that was when the Eagles didn't have the team they have now.
Brandon Cooks or DeAndre Hopkins against
Brandon Cooks.
I totally agree. Brandon Cooks or let's go Cortland Sutton.
Brandon Cooks.
Oh man, that's close though.
I love Cortland Sutton, but the Eagles clearly can't stop any receivers.
Brandon Cooks, or let's go Mike Evans.
Give me Mike Evans. I can't bet against Mike Evans.
Okay, how about Brandon Cooks one more time, or Michael Pittman Jr. against Cincinnati?
Give me Brandon Cooks, dude.
I'll go Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman's been consistent, but Brandon Cooks has been awesome.
So is Brandon Cooks, yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I need to win the fantasy this week, and Dak Prescott is my quarterback, and I'm pretty thrilled about it.
You should be.
Even though it's against the Eagles, I'm thrilled that that's gonna give me a good chance right there alone.
Brandon Cooks or Puka Nacua against the Ravens. Big game last week for Puka Nacua. I would agree with that, but I think it's close.
I think it's close. Brandon Cooks or Devonta Smith in the same game. Both wide receiver twos.
Devonta Smith. I mean, he's better. He's so much better. I don't care if they kind of got a little 49er issue going on to where, like, you know what you get with Devonta Smith. You know that he can give you 20 points or he can give you like 4.
Yeah, I think I'll lean Brandon Cooks there. Just because, I mean, I think the numbers for the quarterbacks against the Eagles this year are like the most yards. It's like it's the worst defense against the quarterback in history.
I don't hate it. I get it. I think he's the safer play. Brandon Cooks is, because he's been so hot lately and he gets the matchup.
Smith is the safer play.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Cooks.
I think Devonta Smith is. I like Devonta Smith.
They're the same guy. They're kind of the same guy right
over. It's a good comp, yeah. I think I would personally, if I had to pick between those two, I'm going Devonta Smith. I just like the explosiveness that he brings. He could get an 80-yard touchdown at any moment, take it off the defense. And I mean, Brandon Cooks can do those things too, but I think it's close. I would go Devonta Smith, but I know some people have been hurt by Devonta Smith a little bit lately, and Brandon Cooks is kind of like you picked him up off the waiver wire. It's like fun.
Devonta Smith has been playing pretty well. I'll read you his numbers. Last week he had 96 yards and a touchdown. The week before he had 106 and a touchdown. The week before he had 6 catches for 99 yards.
Give me Devonta Smith all day. That's not close.
Then it was a bye week. Before the bye week, again against the Cowboys, 3 catches for 51 and a touchdown. and then 99 yards for a touchdown.
I do like Brandon Cooks this week. I think he's going to be a phenomenal.
Now, I do want to add, though, the reason I want to go Brandon Cooks is because all 5 of those games are without Dallas Goedert.
And he's back.
He's back. The weeks with Dallas Goedert, 4.9 points, 4.4, 0.6, 7.8, 2.8, 20, and then 10. That's week 1 and 2. But
it's a good argument, too, because this is a trend that started like last year.
Last year when he got
So it's been very solid and very consistent up until this point. I don't think they're going to use Dallas Goedert to get him the full volume in this game coming off the injury.
I agree.
Maybe they do, and maybe you're right, and maybe Brandon Cooks is the better play. I can see that path because it makes a lot of sense to
me. Well, one thing I do want to point out for Dallas Goedert is that they said that he was healthy and ready to go last week, but they waited because they wanted to have him more healthy for this game.
Okay, I like that. I would go Devontae Smith, but I'm okay with going Brandon Cooks if you want to shoot that shot. He's been consistent and it's hard. Yeah.
Let's look at Brandon
Tennessee at Miami tomorrow night. We got a doubleheader starting at the same time.
Why do they do this?
Why do they keep doing this? Miami favored by 13.5.
Give me Miami to cover. Tennessee's terrible. I think
they are. That's a lot of points. And I think that I think Derrick Henry, they've really leaned on him lately. And he's had the plus matchups. And in these matchups where they play above 500 teams, he struggles because they can't keep up and they move away from the run so fast that he just has a bad day. But he's proven that he can handle that.
Keep him in a game,
2 or 3 weeks.
I mean, last week he had a 22-yard touchdown in the first quarter, and then he had another one in the second quarter.
They're going to lean on him a little bit more than they have in previous teams with 500 or better records. And I think that it can kind of slow this game down, which hurts this this spread, which makes me want to go 13.5 plus 13.5 with Tennessee. But this is kind of one I want to stay away from just because Miami is so explosive, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I guess just with my heart, I want to say, I mean, it's so fun watching the Dolphins just blow out bad teams, and I love seeing.
And this is a bad team.
I love seeing the Titans lose because of how they treat Derrick Henry.
I know. Give him the damn ball.
Give him the ball.
Give him the ball. I think if I had to put money on it, I would take Miami minus 13.5.
Oh yeah, me too. That's
this secondary can't stop. This secondary can't stop anybody.
And the Dolphins' defense has been on fire.
Playing a lot better. Jalen Ramsey playing a lot better. Yeah.
I want to read you all the numbers real quick. Last week against Washington, only allowed 15 points against Washington, 3 sacks and a pick 6. The week before against the Jets, only allowed 7 points, 7 sacks, 2 picks, and a touchdown. The week before that, the Raiders only allowed 13 points, 2 sacks, 3 picks, and 2 fourth down stops.
They've been balling out, dude. Ever since Jalen Ramsey came back, they've kind of turned into a different team a little bit.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have them in fantasy. I got them against the Titans this week and the Jets next week. So if I make it to the playoffs, man, that feels good.
You taking Tennessee in the 13.5, or are you going Miami?
I'm taking Miami, man. I think the defense is locked down. It's going to be a negative game script for Will Levis, so that defense playing great. And, I mean, the talent, the explosiveness, Devon Achane, Raheem Mostert, they can win with just running the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
The secondary's not good. The run defense is good, but
it's not as good as we thought it was at the beginning of the year.
I don't think it's going to matter with the passing attack. Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane is such a dangerous 1-2 punch.
And the problem is that they're going to have to play. I mean, Achane and Mostert's going to be running against. They're not going to hit an 8-man box in this game. It's going to be a 7-man front, and they're going to eat it up because you can't. You got to leave a guy deep for Tyreek.
Yeah, at least
you need help with Waddle.
Oh yes, that's another guy deep.
So it's like, God, man, yeah. I think I'm taking Miami minus the 13.5, but would it shock me if Tennessee lost, but within 10 points? Wouldn't shock me.
I think it would shock me. I'll be honest with you. I think it would shock me.
Yeah, I know. This is one I feel okay about taking 13.5. I guess the more we talk through it. Green Bay at the Giants also at the same time. Which one are you? I guess your eyes is going to be on the Miami offense over.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Giants game can be kind of fun. Tommy DeVito's been kind of fun to watch, man.
He's been playing better, man. But Jordan Love, man, a lot of people wrote him off earlier this year, and one thing that he didn't write back. And one thing you can notice, like I said last week, is that good quarterbacks are bad quarterbacks just scared to throw the ball vertically down the field. They just check it down. Jordan Love is not that. You know, he may be turnover prone, might be a little gunslinger-esque, but he's a guy who he can make some great throws, tight contested throws, and he's shown that he's not scared to throw it down the field. And I think that's a sign of a quarterback who's either going to be a turnover prone gunslinger or a guy that hopefully can separate those turnovers and just become an elite quarterback. You know,
yeah,
I don't know if I'm willing to say that he's going to be that now, but I think that the path is there. We'll see what happens for him. You know, a lot of good receivers there. Christian Watson expected to be out. I really like Jaden Reed and Dobbs this week. Where you at?
Yeah, I like Jaden Reed and Dobbs. I got Dobbs in one of my lineups. I mean, Jordan Love's been playing great, like you said. So I feel pretty good about those receivers. How do you feel about Dontavian Wicks?
I think that it's not a bad play. He's shown some flashes in the past. I would play him over like all the other wide receiver threes on teams. Like I think I would go him over him or Tyler Boyd. Who would you go between him and Tyler Boyd? I would go Wicks. Sorry.
Probably go Boyd because of the over/under. But I mean, I'm okay with going Wicks either way.
Yeah, I think he's Wicks getting a better quality of targets.
That's true.
Tyler Boyd right now might be the better player, but you know that's time will tell with that.
Right.
Let's go.
Higgins really is.
Romeo Dobbs or DeAndre Hopkins?
Give me Hopkins.
Give me Hopkins. There's a 9-point difference in under/over. That's a whole other touchdown. You know they're going for.
But the Packers are -6.5, and the Titans are +13.5.
That's a good point.
That's a higher point total.
That's a great point. Yeah, I like the volume though. That I think because I think AJ Dillon's going to be able to run a little bit. Definitely close there. I'll go Hopkins personally. Dobbs or let's go Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice.
Give me Rashee Rice. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree there too. Dobbs or Mario Anderson. Jordan Addison.
I guess I'll go Dobbs there.
I agree. Interested in anybody on the Giants side of the ball other than Saquon?
Saquon's great. Darren Waller's supposed to come back next week. He actually has a really good playoff matchup, so if you have him, be excited.
Yeah. I've kept my eye on him too.
Yeah, I didn't drop him. I kept him in the IR spot, but his playoff matchup is actually really solid. And I mean, it's not like they're fighting for anything. That's the only bad part. But I'll read you these matchups real quick. But yeah, I don't like having anybody on there other than Saquon, really. And maybe Waller.
Yeah, no.
Jalen Hyatt is a sneaky little pick.
He's been playing. He shows flashes when he plays too. He's a talented guy.
Yeah, but Darren Waller's Green Bay, which is this week, but next week is New Orleans, Philly, and the Rams. 3 teams that are awful against the tight end. But yeah, Jalen Hyatt kind of came on before the bye week. 6 targets, 5 catches for 109. Then they go into the bye week. I think he could be somebody to keep your eye on.
I agree with that.
DFS for tournaments.
You taking who you taking in this game if you was betting? Green Bay favored about 6.5. I agree.
Yeah,
they've been playing great football.
And AJ Dillon, dude. Don't forget about AJ Dillon. I wouldn't be terrified to start him.
I wouldn't either. Anything else you want to go over in this game before we get to DFS?
No, I think I'm ready to talk about some DFS, man.
Yeah, who you got at quarterback this week in DFS?
Let me pull up my lineup. So let's talk about cash lineups first.
Mine are very similar. I've changed them up. I'll do cash lineup. I always think that's.
All right, so I got my cash double ups. Quarterback, I got Justin Fields at 6,800.
I thought about it. I went with Brock Purdy. He's just on fire right now.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with either one. I think the field might play Justin Fields a little more this week. He's just so good against Detroit, man. It's $300 more, but I could see, like you said, we took the under for the passing attempts for Purdy. We took the over for McCaffrey. So that's another reason I want to go Justin Fields with the rushing floor.
I like that. I just think that you're playing with fire with Justin Fields, and Purdy has been an MVP candidate because of the weapons around. And I think that those weapons are they're extremely efficient, and I think that he could throw 3 touchdowns or 4 again.
That's true. That's very true. One thing I do want to point out for Justin Fields is that out of all 3 times that he's played the Lions, he's had over 100 rushing yards.
Yeah, he's played really well.
Which is a 3-point bonus, obviously, in DFS.
I like Justin Fields this week. Who you got a receiver? A running back, excuse me.
Running back, I got Christian McCaffrey and Zach Moss.
I have Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon.
Okay,
I do have Zach Moss in the flex, though. I think Zach Moss, you kind of have to have him in, right?
Yeah, I feel like 5,900 against the Bengals is probably going to be a back-and-forth game. So he can go out there.
And he had a bad week last week.
Yeah, I feel like he's a bounce back this week.
Yeah,
getting his groove back, For wide receiver, I've got the stack with DJ Moore and Justin Fields. And then I've got Rashee Rice, and I got JSN as my third wide receiver.
I got DJ Moore as well. I also have Cortland Sutton against, is it Houston? No, it's
Chargers.
Chargers, yeah. Great matchup there. And I got Drake London against the Tampa Bay's defense. A little risky, but with 4,600, I was like,
yeah, he's super cheap.
Man, I think you're going to see him in a lot of lineups. Who you got at tight end? Do we have the same tight end?
Yeah, we got Brevin Jordan, right?
Brevin Jordan, just so cheap. Man.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz is out. Like you said, you were talking about Zach Wilson not wanting to throw the ball super far downfield because of the wind. I think you're going to see the same thing with Brevin Jordan.
I like that. I like that a lot. I agree with that. And at defense, do we both have the Browns?
For flex, I got James Cook against the Chiefs.
Dude, I like that. I thought about getting him in there because I think he has a good day. Yeah, I really like that.
And then I got the defense.
James Cook's been so efficient with the carries he's gotten, and they're gonna pass the ball. He's gonna get a lot of dump offs, a lot of swing passes, a lot of screens. I'll really like James Cook this week in that game.
All right, what about tournament? What do you got in tournament?
Tournament, I got Brock Purdy again.
Yeah, I got Brock Purdy at quarterback in tournaments.
I have Christian McCaffrey and Joe Mixon.
I've got Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara.
I tried to fit it in. I just didn't. I don't like playing 3 dart throws. A receiver, I got the same receivers I had in the last one. I have Moore, Sutton, and London.
Also, for receiver for me, I have DJ Moore again, but I have Jackson Smith-Njigba and Kadarius Toney.
That's your shot. I like it. Let's see what happens. I'll have my eye on him this week. It's out in. We're going Brevin Jordan again.
Yeah, I got Brevin Jordan again, and Joe Mixon flex for me.
I like that. I have Keaton Mitchell in the flex there. I think that coming off the bye, he's going to get some. I think he has a chance to score a touchdown today.
Yeah, I honestly want to switch this up. I might go Keaton Mitchell there and then change it to. I might go to Cortland Sutton instead of JSN.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Because it is tournament play. Let's see what we can do there.
And then the Browns again on defense. I think the Browns in that sloppy game, even if Lawrence plays, there's going to be some sacks. He can't be as mobile in the pocket as he wants to be. He's going to be keeping the pocket, and that defense is going to get after him.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you're right.
Anything else you want to go over before we close this out here?
I don't think so, man. I feel pretty good about this week, man. I really like my matchups. We'll see how it goes, man. Good luck this week, your guys.
Yeah, we're both fighting for a playoff spot in one of our leagues, or both of our leagues. I don't know.
Yeah, both of them.
But I think it's going to be an interesting week. A lot of good games on this week. I'm really excited to tune in and watch some of these.
For sure, man. It's been fun as always. Shout out to everybody who's listening.
Yeah, thanks for joining in. Please check out our podcast. We do one every week. Really excited to get some new guys in there. To get a guest. It's been a while since we've had a guest, but I really enjoyed getting out and having some drinks with you. Probably more than I should have yesterday. But really,
that's good for you.
But yeah, really enjoyed the conversation, and always enjoy starting the morning off right.
That's right. Football talk. Sunday footballs.
Yes. And please like and subscribe if you haven't yet. That really helps us out and goes a long way. Anything else you want to talk about?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been fun.
It's been fun. Good luck, everybody, and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, good luck, guys. See y'all.
See you, man.